we do meditations, healing meditation, self-healing, and so on and so forth. Jadi this is what this is about. So hi Mar, hi Dita, hi everyone, welcome. So I see some familiar names. I'm so glad that kalian keep on joining me for the last few days. Mau tanya, oke, kalau vision boardnya biasa-biasa aja, masalah gak sih? Artinya bukan sesuatu yang terlalu sulit dicapai, atau memang harus sesuatu yang luar biasa? Oke, a vision board itu benar-benar it's really up to you. Namanya juga it's your vision. Kalau misalkan you're happy with whatever it is yang kamu bikin, yang kamu pasang di sana, that's totally fine. And guess what? You can change the vision board. Kayak misalkan kamu sekarang pasang sesuatu, and then let's say in whatever, berapa bulan, berapa tahun you achieve it, and you want to change it, you can. Jadi yes, you can put whatever you want. Tapi memang biasanya kalau di vision board itu orang taruhnya tuh something yang compelling, something yang exciting, something yang kayaknya wow banget. Kenapa? Karena it excites the mind. When you excite the mind itu tuh kayak kita jadi kayak we have all these ideas and kayak ya gitu deh, kayak kita jadi terinspirasi aja gitu. Dan kalau kita di stretched itu tuh kita jadi kayak what can I do to get this, what can I do to get that. Jadi kita kayak ada banyak informasi-informasi gitu, ideas gitu, inspiration. Okay, so by the way, yes, thank you for pointing out juga YouTube-nya. Jadi I managed to kayak baru ngerti cara nge-save live session saya itu on day 4. Jadi day 4, day 5, day 6 itu aku sudah save, and actually aku sudah upload juga di YouTube. Yes, it's already in the YouTube, so you can check it out. My YouTube channel itu yang Dewi Kau punya, bukan yang Skin Dewi. So it's yang YouTube yang Dewi Kau. You will see logonya, bukan yang logo Skin Dewi, tapi yang fotonya itu foto aku, mukaku. And I've uploaded it di YouTube-nya yang sana. So you can catch back. Soalnya pengen yang realistis, takut kalau terlalu wow tak bisa tercapai malah stres. Gimana tuh ya baiknya? You know what? Do what you feel comfortable. And just go from there. Nanti pelan-pelan you can stretch yourself. Okay? Jadi nggak usah dibawa stres, nggak usah dibawa, you don't have to pressure yourself. Lagian, at the end of the day, ini kan buat for fun ya. Just take it with amusement. Jadi kalau misalkan we focus so much on ini harus, malahan it doesn't work. Jadi tuh, when you have faith that something happens, kita kayak lepas aja gitu. We just let it go and let the universe do its magic. And that's when magic really, really happen. Soalnya kalau we keep focusing on, kok masih belum sih? Aduh, kok masih belum capai sih? If we keep focusing of that, jadi kita malahan fokusnya on the lack. Karena kok masih belum sih? Jadi we keep focusing on yang kok belum terjadinya itu. Actually, harusnya kan we shouldn't be focusing on that. Gitu. Jadi I think today punya sesi will resonate a lot with you, Georgia, karena we're gonna talk about how our mind works. So I think you might get some insights dari session hari ini. So for those of you joining us, jadi hari ini tuh we're gonna talk about how our mind work. Nanti juga we're gonna talk about what was it? We're gonna talk about being in this state of appreciation sama gratitude. And I've been saying this over and over again. It's okay karena guess what? The mind learns by repetition. Jadi sering dengannya kita berkali-kali mendengar satu konsep yang sama, itu lebih otak kita jadi bisa wiring dan bisa ngeklik masuk di otak kita. So you will hear me repeat a lot of the things again and again and again. It's good actually, and sebenarnya juga kalian you should be doing that, just repeat it again and again and again. Nah, aku juga beberapa hari ini I have been getting some messages from you guys. Banyak yang bilang, aduh gimana nih kalau misalkan belakangan ini memang udah getting better, maksudnya udah less stress, udah nggak se-anxiety itu, nggak se-anxious itu, and so on and so forth. Tapi kadang tuh sesekali tuh masih suka masuk gitu pikiran negatifnya. So, how do we deal with this? Jadi ada yang nanya kayak gitu. I think this is a very good question. So first of all, congratulations. The fact that kalian tuh udah bisa lebih nyantai, lebih relax, dan less anxious, dan less fearful. It means that you've done an amazing job. So I just want to say, just wanna celebrate that karena it's really an amazing accomplishment. Yay, itu hebat banget. Ada juga yang cerita, I think in one of the chat groups, in our chat group, ada yang bilang sharing ke temannya tadinya berhari-hari kurang susah tidur, kayaknya stres gitu, and after joining one of our session malamnya bisa tidur. So I think that's amazing. So thank you juga teman-teman yang udah sharing ke teman-temannya, to your friends, karena if this can really even help anyone out there itu, I'm just so happy kalau misalkan sesi-sesi ini bisa membantu. So a little bit juga buat orang yang baru pertama kali joining us, why am I doing this? That's a very good question. Jadi itu about sekarang udah day 7 ya, so a week plus ago, aku kayak tiba-tiba dapat inspirasi aja, or more like a guidance gitu, to do something like this, to do this this Instagram live ini to talk about abundance. Emang awalnya kayak, really? Gitu, kayak agak aneh gitu, maksudnya it was a bit weird, tapi ya udahlah gitu, I decided to just do it even though I'm scared and nervous, tapi I just decided to do it, and thank goodness ini udah day 7, and all of your messages itu yang kalian kirim ke aku, yang bilang ceritain, all the things that has happened, all the good things, itu kayak it really helps to strengthen me to keep going gitu. So I really thank you guys juga yang sudah tell me, share with me some of your wins. Terus juga I'm just here to serve, see. So it's really been an honor of mine that I am able to serve for the next for these 14 days, ini udah hari 7, so for the next 7 days yang akan ke depan lagi. I'm just really grateful and thankful for all of you for to be here and joining me on the live session. Okay, so it's now 8:09. Aku akan kasih 1 menit lagi for people to join us. In case ada yang lagi running a little bit late, baru kelar makan, they might be just still on the way. Nah, juga one more thing, karena my Instagram live itu ada limit di 1 jam, so I might get cut off nanti di jam 9. And if that happens, please jump back in, karena I'll go back live again untuk finish up the session. Jadi so far we've been finishing it an hour and a half. I've been trying to finish sebenarnya lebih cepat, tapi somehow nggak tahu kenapa ya, kok kayaknya jatuh-jatuhnya masih an hour and a half juga. So let's just see what happens today. But today is gonna be exciting. Kemarin ada yang cobain nggak moving that energy from impossible to to maybe to inevitable? Did anybody try that yesterday? Pas aku pertama kali cobain itu, it was so powerful for me, kayak aku bener-bener berasa, and I just felt like kayak like something shifted gitu. I nggak tahu gimana cara explain, but something shifted, so that was pretty amazing. One more thing, tadi aku juga make a short video, nanti bakal di-upload juga in my Instagram and my YouTube, tentang how to deal in very quickly kalau kita butuh change our mindset, kayak misalkan lagi tiba-tiba stress atau anxiety comes atau apa, kayak how to quickly shift out of it supaya kita bisa go back to appreciation and gratitude and love. So I'll be putting that up also in the next few days. It was just a short video and with some tips, so I hope that tip will be useful for you. Okay, all right, so now it's 8:11, so I'm going to start now. Hi Charlene, welcome. So I'm going to start now. Then with every session yang kita start itu, we always start with intention, and my intention is still the same. My intention is that whatever happened through the sessions is for the highest good, and that we all have a great time, we all have a great connection. Dan juga I may be a clear channel for whatever information, whatever healing that will take place, whatever energy that will flow through, so that I'll be a clear channel for all of you. Nah, as with every session, kita selalu mulai dengan a short meditation of connecting to the group. Dan aku juga berasa banget kayak the last few days ini tuh connection with the group itu kayak it's getting stronger and stronger, so it's been amazing. Dan juga when we end the session, we also end with another meditation. Jadi please do stay on for the whole session, karena the end meditation itu is usually very very powerful, and a lot of healing will take place di sana juga. So please do stay on. Kalau nanti sampai keputus, jump right back in. Okay. So let's just close our eyes semuanya. We're gonna start with the beginning meditation buat connecting the group energy. So if you wanna start with your breath to relax, you can do so. Okay, so now I want you guys to imagine that we're all in this room. Dan we all can see one another. Kayak bayangin aja kayak ada meja bundar gitu di tengahnya, and we can see one another, and we're just all saying hi, hello, and just greeting one another. And just see that everyone's saying hi and hello back to you. Terus we're also gonna say hi and hello to the people who will be joining us in the future. Jadi yang bakal telat, yang people yang coming in late. Just we want to have them be part of the group juga. So just imagine that we're all holding hands, just in this group, in this circle, and we're just saying hi and hello and welcoming all of them. Terus we're also going to also include orang-orang yang bakal nonton the replay. So I'll be having this in my story for the next 24 hours dan juga in my YouTube channel, and everybody can catch that. So we want to include them as part of our group also. Okay, so now we're going to imagine a big bubble, a big circle, dan kita semua ada di dalam circle ini. And just put in your intention here, whatever intention that you have, whatever outcome, whatever healing that you want to take place, put it in to this circle. And just let the circle be an amazing connection for all of us, and that healing will come through. I'm just going to ground the circle and just run some energy through it. Okay, all right. So thank you for joining me in that short meditation. Okay, sekarang, excuse me. Okay, jadi sekarang, today we're going to talk about how our mind works. Jadi tuh one of the way that our mind work itu, and again kalau yang belum tahu, yang baru joining us, so a lot of the things that I talk about itu campuran dari RTT sessionsnya Marisa Peer, dari Money EQ-nya Ken Honda, dari lots of the seminars or videos or podcast, whatever-nya si Tony Robbins. So it's a mix and match, tapi and also meditation-nya Jeffrey Allen, Duality. Jadi a lot of the information itu bisa didapetin juga di sana. So feel free also if you want to sign up for their class, itu it's highly recommended. Yeah, kayak gitu. Okay, jadi tuh today we'll be talking about gimana sih cara otak kita bekerja. Nah, the first one is that whatever you expect tends to be realized. Jadi kalau kita expecting sesuatu, it tends to be realized. Jadi contohnya kayak misalkan contohnya when you say, aduh cuacanya lagi panas nih, jadi sakit tenggorokan gitu. If you say that, then it becomes true, dan akhirnya kita jadi sakit tenggorokan. It becomes like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Atau kayak misalkan, tadi kehujanan nih, aduh jadi masuk angin nih, jadi pilek gitu. You know, we say this all the time karena we expect it, so that it becomes true. Jadi makanya that's why kayak vision board itu it works. Kenapa? Karena we look at it, we feel it, we see it. Kalau whatever we can see it, otak itu jadi kayak, oh okay, I get it, that's what you want. Dan itu tends to be realized, so it tends to happen nantinya. Atau misalkan kayak kita bilang, oh kalau misalkan deket-deket sama orang pilek nanti kita ketularan. Jadinya, you know, then we get sick. Padahal maybe if you don't say it, bisa aja kan imun kita bagus. We can choose to say, oh, I have a good immune system. Walaupun kita dekat-dekat sama orang ini, we're not gonna get sick. We could choose to say that, tapi usually kita ngomong yang nggak seperti itu. And also like I said yesterday juga, kayak misalnya banyak yang bilang, ini gara-gara makan 1 sendok kue ini, or maybe 1 slice of cake, I'm gonna get fat. You know, people say that all the time. Terus akhirnya, karena mereka ngomongin kayak gitu, terus mereka nimbang, tuh kan, bener kan ini udah naik berapa kilo atau whatever lah gitu. Padahal mungkin mungkin it was just water, padahal karena kita minum banyak terus jadi badannya beratnya naik gitu. Tapi because we say it, then it becomes a reality. Atau ada juga yang bilang, ini cuma ngeliatin nasi aja udah gendut gitu. A lot of people say that. You know what? Actually, there's a scientific study yang bilang bahwa when we say it, kayak misalkan, aduh cuman ngeliat nasi aja stres deh nih, ngeliatin nasi aja gue udah gendut. You know, when you say that, itu tuh sebenarnya badan kita actually produce cortisol, dan kortisolnya ini tuh akhirnya nantinya akan bisa bikin kita tuh jadi gendut beneran. So your body is literally producing fats from cortisol yang akhirnya jadi fats because you say it, because of the stress. Nah makanya itu whatever you think, whatever you say, itu tuh harus make sure that you're saying what you want, bukan what you don't want. Karena that the way our mind work is whatever you expect, it becomes true. So you have to be very careful. Kalau misalkan otaknya cara kerjanya gitu, then why not just say and do and see the good things. Kayak misalkan, I expect to be successful. I expect to be wealthy. I expect to be healthy. I expect to make more money. I expect to to find love. I expect to have good relationships. I know that my ideas are phenomenal. Jadi pasti I can monetize it. Or I expect that I have some good value to offer. I'm valuable. Jadi pasti people will buy my products, or people will pay for my services. I can sell my ideas. I can sell my products. If you believe it, whatever you expect tends to be realized. Nah, itu penting banget ya. Then the second one is that imagination itu is way more powerful than knowledge. It's way more powerful. I mean, can you imagine kayak misalkan jangankan 20 tahun yang lalu. Let's just say 10 years ago. 10 years ago udah ada handphone belum sih? Udah ya, 20 years ago. 20 years ago, how old was I? Maybe 20, 25, 30 years ago deh gitu. 30 years ago itu masih mungkin belum ada handphone. Udah ada belum? Mungkin masih belum. Ada pun juga yang masih jadul gitu, yang masih segede-gede bagong, terus yang there's no screen, nggak bisa video call kayak gini. But someone out there have the imagination yang bilang, one day kita akan bisa talk to a box dan bisa ngomong langsung lihat muka orang. Somebody have that imagination. At that time belum ada kan teknologinya, but somebody have that imagination. Dan akhirnya dengan imagination itu, jadilah sekarang punya handphone yang bisa touchscreen, yang bisa video call, and do all this magic. Bisa telepon cross internet, rame-rame, doing live cast. Zaman dulu kan nggak ada. Or even kayak misalkan imagination toilet. I don't know, when I was young, mungkin kalian generasinya berbeda. When I was young, toilet itu masih yang jongkok gitu. Nggak ada nih yang model duduk yang di flush gitu. It was, kayaknya aku umur berapa baru ada gitu. Somebody out there have that imagination. Jadi imagination is so powerful. Makanya don't be scared of imagination. Tadi ada yang nanya kan vision boardnya gimana. Don't be scared to use your imagination. Karena imagination is so much more powerful than knowledge. Nah, knowledge-nya kamu kan secara realistis kayaknya nih nggak mungkin deh. Because that's your logic. Tapi imagination is way more powerful than logic, or way more powerful than knowledge. Kalau nggak, we won't have this phone, we won't have kapal terbang, we won't have all this technology yang sekarang ada. Zaman dulu tuh nggak ada. Because somebody out there have that imagination and they made it come true. If you don't have that imagination, ya itu nggak akan terjadi. So don't be scared to imagine. Karena magic can happen there. Nah, terus yang ketiga, imagination itu way more powerful than logic. Jadi kayak contohnya gini deh, yang gampangnya aja ya. If let's say you stand on a tall building, and lalu lantainya itu kayak glass, kayak kaca gitu, and then you look down. And then when you look down and you see that, gila ini tinggi banget ya. Even though secara logik kita tahu that we're safe, ini pasti engineer udah hitungin ketebalannya berapa, kalau kita berdiri kita nggak bakal ambruk, you know that. Tapi tetap aja kan, when we look at it, kayak ada rasa ngilu-ngilunya gitu. Pernah gak sih orang yang ngalamin gitu? Atau yang simple deh, kayak misalkan sekarang kita berdiri di atas kursi, on the floor. We feel okay lah ya gitu, berdiri di atas kursi oke lah gitu, masih bisa. Now try si kursi ini sekarang kamu taruh ke atas balkoni lantai 50, udah gitu nggak ada pegangannya. Taruh si kursi itu dan kamu berdiri di atas balkoninya. How would you feel? Beda kan? Kayak tiba-tiba otak kita tuh imajinasinya tuh udah langsung kayak, ini kalau tiba-tiba kesenggol dikit jatuh gimana? Ini kalau ada gimana? You know, so you have all this imagination yang running through your head and then you become scared. Iya kan? So imagination is way more powerful than logic. Padahal secara logik kan kita tahu kan, kita berdiri di sini kalau di lantai aja bisa, harusnya di lantai 50 juga bisa. Tapi beda, feelingnya beda karena your imagination will start to run wild. Nah, atau kayak misalkan juga what else ya? Kayak misalkan if you look at for example like cockroach. Okay, never mind. Skip that. Okay. So if your imagination is more powerful than logic, then more powerful than your knowledge, nah, why not we utilize it? Kita pakai si imagination ini to be abundant, to be wealthy, to be healthy, to be happy, to be healthy, to be, you know, whatever it is that you desire. Because you can use it to get what you want. Kita harus ajakin kerjasama. Terus satu lagi, the way that our mind works is that our mind does what it thinks you want it to do. Yang dia pikir, it's what we want to do. Cuman yang jadi masalahnya adalah, karena something maybe happened, I don't know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, mungkin masa kecil pernah rejected. Terus kayak sakit hati. Terus, and then you become kayak jadi pemalu atau apa, dan otak kita pasti bilang udah deh nggak usah ketemu orang, nggak usah keluar gitu, karena because your mind thought that's what you want. Karena dulu pas kamu berasa malu itu mungkin kayak oh my gosh, I don't want this to happen again, I'll die from it, kayak amit-amit deh nggak mau lagi, you know, we say all these things. Akhirnya otak kita kayak oh so you don't want it, yaudah deh, I'll make you into this shy person yang nggak mau ketemu orang, yang nggak bisa ngomong sama orang. Begitu ngomong sama orang kayak langsung kayak nggak bisa ngomong. Jadi otak kita tuh sebenarnya maksudnya baik, mau bantu gitu, tapi ternyata kadang salah informasi karena dia tuh pakai informasi yang udah outdated. It could maybe happen yang masa kecil, or maybe even masih 2-3 tahun yang kita pun juga sebenarnya udah nggak inget. And this happened to my child. Jadi anakku yang paling gede itu tuh dia telat ngomong pas masa kecil. Jadi pas dia mulai sekolah itu dia belum bisa ngomong, dan pas dia udah mulai bisa ngomong pun juga ngomongnya kayak aneh gitu. Jadi dia ngomong apa nggak jelas and nobody understand dia ngomongnya apa. Akhirnya dia suka diketawain, terus suka kayak apa, semua orang pada ketawain gitu karena because it was funny. Nah, sampai sekarang she's already 10, dia tuh masih nggak berani ngomong di depan orang. Padahal itu tempo hari kejadiannya mungkin dia umur 2 years old gitu. Dan sekarang yang gilanya juga, dia kalau di rumah nih, she can be herself, which is her happy biasa gitu. She's quite loud kalau di rumah. Begitu nyampe sekolah, dia kayak shoulder-nya langsung begini. Yes, no, yeah, what? Tiba-tiba jadi kayak begitu. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not you. Di rumah kayaknya nggak kayak gini deh. This is not the real you. Terus pas aku tanya, emangnya kenapa sih? Iya, because they will laugh at me. Who laughs at you? I don't know, they will laugh at me. Nah, ini padahal dia lagi flashing back. Mungkin tempo hari umur 1-2 tahun pas preschool yang dia belum bisa ngomong. Yang mungkin she said something yang orang ketawain dia. You know, so and then karena jadi begitu, dia jadi hate to talk to people. She hates to apapun yang harus ngomong di sekolahan, dia malu maju ke depan, dia malu untuk presentation gitu, karena she has that thought in her head. Jadi otaknya dia kayak sangkanya, oh you don't want it, right? Okay, so I'll just make you like this. Sorry, one second. What? No, not right now. Bentar ya sayang ya. Yes, after this sayang. Okay, sorry about that. Anak-anakku tuh kalau udah jam-jam segini tuh pasti pada ributin, Mommy, I want to play with you. So today aku lock the door karena kemarin pada masuk interrupting terus. So I apologize. Okay, So your mind will do what it thinks you want it to do. Tapi it no longer serve you. Kayak kadang tuh, that was what, when you were 2, you were 3. Sekarang padahal udah nggak kayak begitu. Atau let's say for example, I remember ada satu in one of the seminar I attended di Date with Destiny last May, aku pergi ke Australia punya. It was interesting karena tuh ada orang kayak inget dia itu paling takut rejected. He was so scared of getting rejected, and then akhirnya pas kita kayak do a regression gitu, dia inget bahwa pas dia umur, I can't remember, 2 tahun, 3 tahun, 4 tahun, 5 tahun atau gimana lah gitu, dia itu pernah naksir satu cewek. This is a guy, dan dia inget scene-nya, momennya itu, dia lagi main di playground, main di tunnel yang kita harus crawling gitu, dan itu cewek lagi crawling di sini dan crawling di sini dan muka hadap-hadapan, dan dia mau kiss itu cewek. Lucu ya, I think he was like 4 or 5 atau berapa, masih kecil lah gitu, and he wanted to kiss this girl kayak gitu. Ceweknya kayak kayak gitu. Nah, terus he felt rejected, kayak oh my gosh, she rejected me, dia nggak mau sama aku gitu. And sampai dia gede itu, dia tuh takut sama cewek. Jadi takut ngajakin pergi, takut deketin cewek, takut dating. So he was so scared of girls. Dan ternyata karena kejadian itu pas dia umur whatever 4 or 5 years old. Tapi yang interestingnya adalah he realized that, you know what, I was brave. Bukannya dia takut, tapi I was brave. Karena I was brave enough to make that move yang mau kiss ceweknya itu, walaupun akhirnya ceweknya mundur gitu, tapi I was brave. Jadi dia baru realize. Jadi selama ini dia pikir, gue orangnya pengecut, but actually dia kayak ngeliat situasi itu from a different perspective, and he understood that, oh my gosh, I was actually brave because I was brave enough to make that move. Nah, so guys, maksudnya there are always things that happen in our life yang bikin kita takut, but if you can look at it from a different perspective, you will see, you will get a whole new insight. Jadinya, that rule of the mind is that your mind will do what it thinks you want it to do. Padahal not necessarily what you actually wanted, tapi karena we have this thought, this idea yang dari zaman dulu punya yang udah outdated, tapi it thinks that that's what you want, jadi akhirnya kamu dibikin jadi kayak begitu. Oh, for example, misalkan one day kita lagi pacaran, and then tiba-tiba kita di dump by this guy. Terus begitu sakit hati kan, terus kayak oh sedih banget, gue nggak mau lagi deh sakit hati kayak gini, no way, no how, nggak mau lagi deh amit-amit kejadian lagi kayak gini. And then your mind will think, oh you don't want, kamu nggak mau sakit hati lagi, yaudah I'll just make you into this bitch, lu nyebelin banget, lu pokoknya you're so nyebelin banget, nobody will love you, nobody will want to get close to you, tapi sebenarnya your mind just wanted to protect you. Dan tentunya nantinya you'll be lonely kan, bingung kenapa sih kok susah banget sih cari pacar gitu, karena maybe it was something that happened and your mind is just trying to protect you. Dan makanya since your mind does what it thinks you want it to do, kita harus kerjasama, kasih taunya yang benar, jangan kasih tahu informasi yang salah, supaya si otaknya tahu sebenarnya tuh kita maunya apa sih gitu. Oke? Now, okay, so for example, ada contoh lagi, kayak misalkan masa kecil, dibilang kita mau minta orang tua beliin, mah beliin sepeda dong, atau beliin sepatu dong, atau apa gitu misalkan. Ya mungkin kejadiannya pas saat itu mungkin memang kondisinya secara finansial lagi nggak punya duitnya untuk membelikan itu. Terus mungkin orang tua kita bilang kayak, lu pikir lu anaknya siapa? Minta dibeli-beliin kayak gini, gitu ya. Or maybe they say something else, tapi intinya nggak dibeliin. Nah itu tuh kayak menjadi, it becomes kayak di otak kita tuh kayak, oh iya, emangnya gue tuh siapa sih bisa beli ini, bisa beli itu. Padahal it's just not true. Mungkin memang saat itu nggak bisa. It doesn't mean forever and ever selama-lamanya nggak bisa kan gitu. So, tapi otak kita nggak bisa membedakannya. So that is why we have to be clear, kita tuh maunya apa, and we have to tell it what we want. yang jelas, sejelas-jelasnya mungkin supaya dia nggak ada salah pengertiannya lagi. So, like I said, you have to tell your mind what you want. So, what can you say to your mind? I insist of having abundance, and I am willing to do what it takes. Ya, jadi jangan cuma bilang I insist on abundance, tapi nggak mau ngapa-ngapain. Of course, it doesn't work juga. So you have to say that I want abundance, I want good health, I want good relationship, I want success. You know, all these things that you want, kita kasih tahu ke otaknya, and just say that I will do what it takes. What it takes itu apa sih? Kayak misalkan I will do what it takes. Misalkan nambah ilmu, misalkan dengerin video-video yang bermanfaat. Do all the personal work that you have to do. Do your journaling, do your morning routines. Connect to the group chat. Kenapa? When you connect with people and you share, sebenarnya itu powerful banget. Karena apa? Karena not only you help to inspire someone, you also get to benefit that. Orang lain tuh juga bisa saling inspire one another. So when you share, itu tuh penting banget because that circle of giving and receiving itu bisa jalan. Makanya itu we have to constantly share. Terus juga, tapi kalau kita ngomongnya, aduh mau kurus tapi aduh makan sayur nggak suka nih, gimana nih, amit-amit deh rasanya, then of course your mind get confused, maunya apa sih gitu, mau sehat tapi kok kayak gini marah-marah gitu. So you have to be clear. Kalau misalkan you want to be healthy, when you eat misalkan harus makan vegetables, say that I choose to like vegetables. I love the taste. This is so crunchy. You can say all this good things supaya otak kita jadi bisa cooperate sama kita. Jangan ngomong yang kita tuh sebenarnya nggak mau. Okay? And then another way that our mind works is that your mind works to move you from pain and pleasure. Jadi otak kita tuh sebenarnya simple. Ada pain signal, ada pleasure signal. Biasanya yang pain mau dijauh-jauhin, yang pleasure mau dideketin. Okay? That's the way our mind works. Tapi manusia makes it so complicated. Karena yang kita bilang pain sama yang kita bilang pleasure kadang tuh bisa kebalik. You know what I mean? Jadi contohnya apa? For example, mungkin kalau misalkan kita dibilang ke rumah sakit disuntik, most people will associate that with pain. Disuntik sakit, nggak mau gitu. But guess what? Buktinya banyak orang yang suka ditato. Dan itu juga ditusuk-tusuk jarum ya. And they like it. So they're actually linking pleasure to ditusuk-tusuk jarum. While some people link pain untuk ditusuk-tusuk di jarum. You see? You see how complicated humans are? Jadinya tuh you need to be clear yang mana yang pain, yang mana yang pleasure. Supaya otak kita gak confused. Kayak misalkan contohnya gini. Mau bodinya fit and tone, tapi pas kita ke gym, kebesokannya badannya sakit-sakit, and then we link pain to it. Misalkan, aduh habis ke gym badannya sakit-sakit, aduh nggak tahan deh. You know, if you say those things, ya tentunya otaknya kayak langsung, oh pergi ke gym itu nggak bagus ya. You're having so much pain from it. Berarti ini ke gym nggak bener nih. Otak kita pikirnya begitu, karena we're linking pain kan. Akhirnya besok-besok pas mau ke gym, udahlah nggak usah lah. Jadi akhirnya kita jadi males lah, jadi apalah. Because at one point you associated pain from going to the gym. Nah, jadi secaranya gimana? Cara baiknya gimana? Let's say, balik lagi ke cerita yang tadi. So let's say you go pas ke gym, begitu badannya sakit-sakit, you can say that, I'm feeling great. I can feel that my muscle is more toned, kayak lebih toned. Soalnya ini berasa agak pegel-pegel ya dari kemarin. I feel rejuvenated. I feel energized. You know, you can say all those exciting words. Jadinya tuh otak kita kayak langsung, berarti kalau nge-gym asik nih gitu, kayak lebih seger, lebih excited, lebih apa. Jadinya lain kali besok-besok, ayo deh kita ke gym lagi. Jadi begitu mau exercise, ayo kayak semangat gitu. Nah, itu semuanya kan kita bisa atur, yang mana yang pain, yang mana yang pleasure. Okay, I hope this is making sense. We can choose. Yes, you are absolutely right. The brain wants to protect us based on your response. Itu benar banget. Jadi, you have to choose and say the right things supaya dia nggak confused. Ya, make sense ya? Jadi misalkan contohnya lagi gini, I want abundance. I want punya bisnis yang sukses, atau I want punya gaji yang besar. I don't know, whatever it is yang let's say you want. Tapi begitu harus kerja, and then mendadakan teman ngajakin pergi, oh gimana nih mau kerja, mau start on my business, tapi teman ngajakin main. Terus kayak, then if you say, aduh gue miserable banget sih nih gara-gara mau mulai bisnis jadi nggak bisa hangout sama anak-anak, nggak bisa hangout sama teman-teman, I'm so miserable. Nah, itu otak langsung link pain. Oh, berarti kerja to start your business is pain. Nah, kayak gitu it will not work. Karena if you say you want success, you have to work, you have to do something. Nggak ada yang namanya cuman diam-diam nggak ngapa-ngapain and then tiba-tiba jadi successful. Nobody, it doesn't work that way. Jadinya tuh you have to link it to the right pain and pleasure. Jangan sampai salah. Okay, so that's very important. So what can you do? Kayak misalkan pas lagi mau start on your business, dan it's a weekend, you have to work. Misalkan teman ngajak-ngajakin kerja, ngajak-ngajakin main, and you have to work. You can say like, I love doing this. I choose to do this. Soalnya I wanted to start my business. Then I'm happy doing this. Just say all the things supaya otak kita kayak, oh okay, so you like doing this. Oke lah, marilah kita lanjut lagi. Nah jadinya kita nggak procrastinate, kita nggak berasa males, we don't self-sabotage because we're telling clearly that to our mind that yes, we want this, we choose this. Hey, you guys to choose it ya. Jadi jangan sampai nanti ngomongnya kebalikannya lagi. And then you can say that, oh, I am so grateful for this opportunity to learn more. Kayak misalkan contohnya lagi, let's say kita kerja di satu perusahaan. And then si bosnya kasih kerjaan. Kerjaannya mungkin menurut kamu ini di luar job desk kamu. You can choose to complain and say, loh bos, ini kan bukan kerjaan gua. Enak aja nih, ngapain nih dikasih gini. You can choose to complain, or you can choose to have the right attitude and say, I am grateful for this opportunity karena sekarang I get to learn something new. And then when you say that, otak kita kayak, oh, okay, jadi learning something new is good, having new skills is good. Of course it is good, karena when we have new skills tentunya we have more to offer. When we have more to offer, ya tentunya we can demand more juga. Jadi jangan ya, you don't have the wrong attitude yang, oh sorry ya, ini bukan dalam job desk gua. Don't talk like that. Karena tuh, when you want, let's say you want to start your own business, guess what? You need to be able to do everything. Soalnya nggak ada, ya unless you're extremely rich dan duitnya nggak ada serinya, it's a different case. Tapi most of us, pas kita mau mulai itu, we don't have much. Jadi akhirnya apa? We have to do everything ourselves. Nah, jadi di saat-saat seperti ini, it's really useful to have little bit of this and that, a little bit of skill here and there, sampai kita akhirnya punya cukup duit untuk hiring people. Jadi kita bisa mulai bagi-bagi tugas. But we need that. Jadi jangan punya berpikiran bahwa, oh ini nggak mau, ini nggak bisa. You don't ever think like that. Okay, so let's say now you are building your business dan kamu harus jualan. Don't say that, aduh tapi I don't like selling, I hate selling. Guess what? You need to be able to sell, karena kalau nggak ada duit masuk dong gitu. So you have to say that, I love talking to people, walaupun sebenarnya takut. I love going on Instagram Live, padahal tadinya juga nervous juga. I love doing a video, I love offering people my products and services. Why? Because I have an amazing product, because I have amazing service. Jadi we have to say all those things supaya otak kita kayak, oh okay, let's do it. Tapi kalau kita ngomongnya negatif ya tentunya kayak, oh jangan deh. It will find ways to sabotage, and it will find ways for you to not do it. Jadinya gitu. So, you have to link, harus jelas banget nih. You have to link pleasure with abundance. Kayak misalkan, you have to make abundance mindset itu linking it to pleasure. You have to link abundant health to pleasure. You have to link abundant wealth to pleasure. You have to link abundant relationship to pleasure. Jangan sampai linking it the wrong way. I'm sort of reading your words jadi kayak agak distracted gitu. Yes, it will be safe nanti. Thanks, Noval. And then link all the things that you don't want to pain. Kayak misalkan make scarcity painful. Jadi supaya kita sejauh-jauhnya from it. Kemarin malam sama tadi siang kayak ada juga yang ngomong gitu. Somebody asked me something di one of my, I think it was in my DM. Kayak misalkan, I forgot persisnya dia ngomongnya apa. Cuman kayak something like, aku mau gini tapi nggak bisa. I forgot exactly-nya gimana. And this is exactly what I replied. I said, you have to link it to pleasure and you have to link not doing it to pain. Jadi kayak contohnya for me, for example, let's say, misalkan contoh aja ya, let's say, I want to have abundant wealth, I want to have more money. Kan kenapa? Karena when I have more money, let's say my goal is to buy my parents a home, misalkan gitu. And then I will link the pleasure of having this money and buying the home to my pleasure. Jadinya aku bayanginnya tuh setiap kali harus kerja, you know, I work really hard. Terus kayak setiap kali gitu, I don't think like, aduh ini malas banget sih, aduh ini sebel banget sih, I should be playing, I can be watching Netflix, atau harusnya aku lagi main hangout sama teman-teman, you know, I don't think like that. Tapi I link it to, if I do this, if I get more money, I can buy that home for my mom or for my parents. Dan aku bayangin pas aku beliin rumahnya, you know, I'll say, oh mom, dad, ini rumah barunya. Terus kita masuk, maybe we'll have dinner there at the new home. Terus aku kayak, wow gitu. Then I get super motivated. Jadi setiap kali pagi kayak misalkan lagi males-malesan, then I think about this home that I want to buy, kayak, okay, let's do this. You know, you have to link something to the pleasure. Jadi kita supaya ada motivasinya ini. And then aku linking pain-nya apa? Aku linking pain-nya misalkan lagi males. Kalau males, aduh nanti kalau nggak dapet duit, terus gimana dong? My parents kan udah nggak muda. Nanti kalau mereka udah keburu meninggal gimana? Terus aku telat dong beliin rumahnya. And then how? Terus aku imagine kayak, oh my gosh, mungkin aku dapet duitnya berapa puluh tahun lagi, and by then mungkin mereka udah too old to enjoy, atau udah mungkin bahkan udah nggak ada. Terus I'll have so much regret. Jadi kayak, no, ini nggak boleh. Then I get super motivated karena I'm linking the right things to pleasure and I'm linking the right things to pain. Yeah, so I hope it's just a simple example. So I hope this sort of makes sense to you. Okay, next, your mind will respond to whatever picture you say in your head and the words that you say to yourself. Jadi kayak misalkan tuh, for example, if you put like say something disgusting, cecek, kecoa on your hands misalkan, kita kayak gross, geli banget karena we link cockroach, cecek itu tuh something yang gitu. But we have no problem kalau misalkan kita I don't know, gendong a rabbit or a cat misalkan, we can hug them. We don't form that picture in our head yang ini jijik, ini nggak mau. Karena it's all the pictures in our head and whatever reason, whatever words you say to yourself. Kayak misalkan lagi contohnya, the example about the chair. Tadi kita berdiri di atas chair, kita taruh di lantai biasa, kita nggak berasa apa-apa. Karena picture di otak kita kayak, we're safe, kita kan di lantai, jatuh juga cuma 20 cm, nothing's gonna happen. Tapi kalau misalkan kita taruhnya di lantai 50, di atas balkoni yang nggak ada railingnya, di ujungnya kita taruh, walaupun kita tahu ini chair lumayan solid, nggak gampang jatuhinnya, kecuali ada yang dorong, but the picture and the words is different. Picture-nya langsung kita bayangin kita jatuh, kita mati, terus kata-katanya lu gila ya, lu taruh di situ, lu nggak salah lu. We have all these words and all these pictures, and guess what? All these pictures and words itu kita accumulate dari masa kecilnya kita. Kalau kecoa mood sendiri. Ya, kayak misalkan babies atau anak-anak, they don't have this karena mereka belum ngerti itu apa namanya fear, apa namanya jatuh. Mereka belum experience, jadi mereka nggak tahu. Makanya itu anak-anak bisa manjatin railing misalkan di mall, padahal kita di lantai 5 yang tinggi, dia bisa mau manjat-manjat. Kita yang orang dewasanya kayak, jangan, ntar jatuh gitu. Kayak kita yang ketakutan. Tapi anak kecil, they don't have this fear. Because they don't have that picture. Dia belum melihat orang jatuh mati. You know, they don't have that, right? So, Your mind responds to the picture you make in your head and it also to the words you're saying. Nah, this tool is so powerful. Tadi juga aku share in the other video yang I will upload. Kayak misalkan kita udah otaknya mulai mikirin yang enggak-enggak nih. Kayak, aduh nih gimana nih, ini duitnya nggak cukup nih. We start to have all this fear and this anxiety masuk. The easiest way to interrupt thought-nya adalah by saying or doing something or thinking something silly. Jadi kayak anak-anakku tuh I will say, think of a pink elephant. Maksudnya kayak pink elephant. Jadi mereka langsung pasti otaknya mikirin elephant kayak Dumbo yang warnanya pink, right? When I say this, you guys are thinking of a pink elephant kan? So that's the fastest way of changing your thought. Just think of something silly karena picture-nya tuh langsung berubah. You know? So yeah, anyway, itu ada selingan sedikit. So, now, you can feel comfortable with money. Kayak, you know, when it comes to money, banyak orang tuh yang have that feeling yang gak enak, you know, you have the wrong pictures and you have the wrong words. Jadi what I want you to do is, misalkan pegang duit, kemarin-kemarin juga udah dibilang ya to talk to your money, anggap duit itu teman kamu. Nah, sekarang I want you to feel comfortable when you holding money. Kayak latihan aja. Terus you can try juga kayak misalkan opening your bank statement. Terus and just say that, yes, I'll have more money coming in tomorrow. Terus just see it, just imagine it. Karena there's, again, tadi kan dia bilang kan imagination is more powerful than knowledge. And you can say, I am abundant, I'm an abundant person. I have abundant ideas. I can monetize on my ideas. And then when you say that, tiba-tiba otak itu jadi kreatif kayak, how about this? I have this idea, ini boleh nih, kayak ini bagus nih. You know, when you start saying these things, and otak itu tuh jadi kayak teraktivasi. And don't say like, aduh nggak tahu nih, pusing banget nih, aduh nih stres banget nih, aduh nih nggak cukup nih, ini nggak tahu nih besok ada lagi atau enggak. You know, those are all scarcity mindset. Don't say things like that. Kayak misalkan, sekarang nggak sanggup terbang business class atau first class. Don't say that, aduh ini mah buat orang kaya aja. Don't say words like that, tapi say like, I will fly first class. And just see it, imagine it, feel it. Karena yes, it will become a reality. Yes, why not? Bisa aja, sky is the limit. Your mind is the one that's limiting you. Jadi don't say those things, tapi say all the things that you want. Jangan bilang, aduh ini mah kemahalan, gue tuh siapa emangnya? You know, don't say things like that. Just say that I deserve it, I'm enough, I'm worth it, I'm abundant, I have great ideas, I make great products. You know, just say all those things. And then you see it, you feel it, you sense it, you taste it kalau perlu, you hear it. Lama-lama tuh otak kita tuh jadi masuk. And then pas otak kita masuk, then it becomes a reality. And I know that a lot of you mungkin yang baru pernah dengar kayak, hah? Masa iya sih gitu? Seriously, this has worked for so many people and it can work for you too. So just keep doing it. Awalnya memang aneh karena dia nggak familiar, but eventually it will just become you. So just keep doing it, okay? Okay, the next one. The mind learns by repetition. Ini aku udah ngomong berkali-kali. So keep repeating it. Jangan cuma bilang sekali doang and then expect, okay, besok udah jadi. You know, it doesn't work like that. So you have to keep repeating it. Kenapa? Karena you have to build that myelin, you have to build that wiring. Jadi seakan-akan kayak kita tuh kayak ada wire-nya tuh, kita harus dicolok di tempat yang satu, di tempat satu supaya nyala. So you have to build that wiring. Jadi you have to keep repeating it. Nah, caranya gimana? You can keep repeating it, bisa diomongin terus. You can keep looking at your vision board. You can keep repeating to abundant words. You can keep listening to abundant people. Jangan dengerin itu orang yang selalu ngomongin negatif, yang selalu ngomongin jelek-jelek. Don't listen to those things. Listen to the ones that is abundant. Jadinya supaya otak kita tuh lama-lama juga kenanya yang seperti itu. I think you guys already know this. Kayak misalkan hari pertama kita terima bad news di WhatsApp tentang si virus ini. Kita kayak, oke. Hari kedua kita terima 5 WA tentang the bad news. So kayak hari berapa? Hari ke-7 kita udah terima nggak tahu berapa puluh. We're starting to get scared. Iya kan? Karena awalnya kayak, ya udah. Tapi tiap hari kita denger lagi, makin hari makin banyak, akhirnya jadi anxiety sendiri. Right? If it works for the negative, why not make it work for the positive? We can make that choice kan. Kita nggak usah harus setiap kali dengerinnya negatif terus. Dihapus aja, just tune out and change the channel. Caranya gimana ya? Di-delete aja, nggak usah dibaca. Change the channels yang productive, change the channels yang ngomongnya positif, change the channels yang ngomongnya abundant. Think abundant thoughts. Jadinya, when you learn that, when you repeat that, otak kita jadi belajar. So your mind learn by repetition. And if you keep doing it again and again and again and again, it will become true. Okay, the next one is your mind likes what is familiar. Ini aku juga udah ngomong berkali-kali. Nah, kenapa sih kayak awal-awal kayak tadi siapa tuh yang bilang, boleh gak sih aku kalau bikin vision boardnya jangan yang terlalu fancy banget, yang secukupnya aja karena takut nggak dapetin. Why do you think like that? Because it's not familiar. Karena kamu pikirnya itu mah cuma di dunia mimpi doang, itu mah mungkin it just happen to some people and I'm not one of them. Because it's not familiar. Nah, jadi caranya gimana? Make it familiar. Kayak zaman dulu kita pakai HP aja nggak ada, it's not familiar. Tapi zaman sekarang everybody knows how to use Instagram. Aku pertama kali pas Instagram udah ada, well not pertama kali sih, Instagram udah ada lama, I didn't even know how to use it because it's not familiar and I don't want to use it. Zamannya dulu tuh masih pakainya Facebook. Tapi ya udahlah ya, masih with time akhirnya I learn, I make it familiar. Jadi sekarang akhirnya makanya bisa go live, I can put stories, I can put feeds. Padahal tuh for years I didn't even know how to operate Instagram. But you can make it familiar. So make abundant familiar, make wealthy familiar, make good health familiar, make good health familiar, make good relationship familiar. And once your mind knows that it's familiar, itu udah nggak susah lagi. Kayak sekarang aku mau ngepost gambar, bisa mau ngepost stories atau di feed, it just only take 2 seconds. Dulu pas pertama kali mau posting, it took me like, I don't know, 30 menit kali, sejam kali, kayak kutak-katik nih gimana sih caranya gitu kan. I didn't know how to use it. Kayak ini bingung banget sih gitu, because it was unfamiliar. And sekarang it just take a few seconds. Nah, caranya gimana? Ya latihan terus. The more you do it, the more it becomes familiar. So make success familiar, make abundance familiar, make working hard familiar. I know I'm repeating a lot karena your minds learn by repetition, remember? So I'm repeating it a lot. Make apa yang kita bikin unfamiliar. Make self-sabotage unfamiliar. Make procrastination unfamiliar. Make all the bad things. Make laziness itu unfamiliar. And then make believing in yourself familiar. Ya, jadinya you have to make it familiar. Whatever you want, you have to make it familiar. Awalnya memang aneh karena kita nggak terbiasa. But trust me, once you keep doing it, you keep seeing it, you keep looking at it, lama-lama jadi familiar. Lama-lama kayak ya udah, I know it's gonna happen because it's so familiar. Okay? Alright. So you have to believe in yourself. You have to keep saying it again and again and again and again and again. Sampai akhir otak kita, oke, I hear you. Iya, lu bilangin terus kalau I'm amazing, I'm wonderful. You keep saying it must be true. I'm abundant, I am successful, I'm wealthy. If you keep saying that, akhirnya otak kita bakal percaya. Now, the thing is, otak kita itu nggak bisa hold conflicting belief. Ini yang seringkali itu menjadi masalah. Karena when you want something, tapi ada sesuatu yang konflik, itu jadi akhirnya it cancels one another. Kayak misalkan, contohnya, I want to be successful, tapi nggak mau fail. You know, you cannot be successful and not fail at the same time. Karena jadi otak jadi bingung. Dia jadi bingung nih. Because when you have to try something new, mungkin ada saat-saatnya yang kita akan melakukan kesalahan, atau kita akan what you call fail, tergantung definisinya fail itu apa. Nah, jadi kalau we link pain to fail, jadi dia kayak nggak mau coba. Akhirnya you just try to keep safe, do all the safe things, yang keep it safe. Sorry, I just heard a really loud noise, kayak ada orang jatuh, sorry. Oke, nggak ada yang nangis. Oke, oh that's good. Soalnya kencang banget suaranya, boom, kayak explosion gitu. Phew, oke. Jadinya tuh you cannot have conflicting thoughts. Let's say you want to find a good relationship, kayak misalkan you want to find a good partner, you want to find a husband or a wife, yang someone that you will spend the rest of your life together, then you cannot think like, tapi nggak mau pacaran, takut nanti nggak cocok. You know, you cannot have that conflicting thought, karena setiap kali kita mau pacaran dan kita takut takut nanti kalau putus gimana gimana. Jadi akhirnya nggak jadi, like kita maju dua langkah, mundur satu langkah, maju dua langkah, mundur satu langkah, akhirnya we're still stuck in the same position. Dan akhirnya udah setelah 5 tahun, 10 tahun, kok gue masih gak dapat pacar sih, and then you're wondering why. It's because your mind cannot have conflicting thoughts. Jadi harus diajak kerjasama supaya you're in line. Kayak misalkan contohnya lagi, let's say you want to lose weight. I want to lose 5 kg. Tapi setiap kali ngeliat kue, ngomongnya, aduh, gue sengsara banget sih. I'm on diet, I cannot eat that cake. Nah, otaknya bingung. Wait. Bilangnya mau kurus 5 kilo, but now you're miserable. Gak bisa makan kue. Gimana dong? So, dia lagi mikir, oh this is pain. Yaudah deh, kalau gitu jangan lose 5 kg. Jadi akhirnya kok gak kurus-kurus. And then you wondering, kok gue gak kurus-kurus sih, padahal gue udah gak makan kue. So, just dialogue with your mind, ajakin ngobrol supaya jangan ada miscommunication, okay? Alright, so ini timernya udah dateng, just 2 minutes remaining. I'm so sorry that ini terpecah. So I will matiin sebentar lagi and I will come back on. So please do join me back karena we're just about halfway done. Nih masih ada beberapa halaman lagi, well 2-3 pages of notes. So please join back karena it's getting aha moment about the cake. Yes, amazing. Okay, so I'm going to end this. Balik lagi ya, so I'll start it again. Dari lanjut lagi karena I still have a few points I want to cover. Okay, so I'll see you guys in a minute.